Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Latif and today I'm trying to explain Napoli's attacking tactics. Napoli plays with 4-3-3 lineup. In set attacks, they use two different formations. First formation is 3-1-2-4. If they attack with 3-1-2-4, one fullback stays at the defense line, usually Di Lorenzo, and the other fullback goes forward from wing. Defensive midfielder takes position of the stopper's front. Right and left center midfielders support attacks, but right center midfielder can use half space more than left center midfielder. Because when right back close to defense line, right winger close to touchline and uses wing. So this time, right half space is free for right center midfielder. Left center midfielder can't take position in half space as much as the right center midfielder, because when left back supports attack from wing, left winger has to shift to left half space to find enough space. And when he shifts, in left half space, left center midfielder can't find space for himself. But left center midfielder uses center too, and he has more freedom about attacking than right center midfielder. Also he supports attacks more. The second formation is 2-3-2-3. If they attack with 2-3-2-3, fullbacks go to midfield and stay at half spaces. Defensive midfielder takes position in defense line's front, because fullbacks are in half space. Wingers usually use wings and take position in touchlines beside. Both right and left center midfielders can support attack from half spaces because of wingers' positionings. Sometimes, right or left center midfielder close to defense line from half space and fullback who takes position closer to midfielder, which midfielder close to defense line goes to wing. This time, winger who takes position in same wing with fullback goes to half space in forward. Now I start to explain tactics which are not specific for the movement attacking formation. From this situation, I will explain some tactical things. In this situation, Napoli tries to make game against Juventus. Juventus tries to meet them with 4-4-1-1 in midfield. Minutes is 2:38. Manolas has the ball. The opponent's second forward close to him little bit to stop Manolas moving forward with the ball. Then Manolas passes to Mariuri. The opponent's right winger meets Mariuri, but first of all, he tries to cut the connection between Mariuri and Insigne. Because of that, Mariuri passes to Fabian Ruiz who close to him from midfield. When Fabian Ruiz takes the ball, the opponent's second forward and right center midfielder meet him. But Fabian Ruiz protects the ball and sees Insigne's diagonal movement to midfield and passes to him. When Insigne takes the ball, he has enough time to look at his pass options, and he passes to Osimhen who escapes to Juventus defense line's back, and they pass Juventus midfield pressing. In this situation, there are a lot of great and smart movements. When Fabian Ruiz close to Mariuri to take the ball, at the same time, Insigne starts to close half space from wing and takes position between midfield and forward lines. The opponent's right back was marking Insigne, but as Insigne goes to half space and takes position in between midfield and forward lines, Insigne will not be in his marking area. So because of that, he won't mark Insigne anymore. Because the opponent's right back won't mark Insigne anymore, before Fabian Ruiz takes the ball from Mariuri, the opponent's right center midfielder sees Insigne's movement and tries to cover him too. He doesn't close to Insigne so much, because first of all, he tries to meet Fabian Ruiz. Normally, marking Fabian Ruiz was second forward's mission, but in this situation, before Mariuri took the ball, Manolas had the ball and second forward close to him little bit to stop Manolas moving forward with the ball. Then when Manolas passed to Mariuri, because Fabian Ruiz was already closer to Mariuri, Fabian Ruiz could shift to Mariuri quickly and second forward couldn't. So this time, the opponent's right center midfielder had to cover Fabian Ruiz. But Insigne's movement confused the opponent's right center midfielder's mind, because now, if he close to Fabian Ruiz, Insigne will be free. But if he close to Insigne, Fabian Ruiz can make game before second forward catches him. So he took position between Insigne and Fabian Ruiz. This positioning worked for Napoli because Fabian Ruiz found time and space to pass the ball to Insigne, and also Insigne could find space and time to make game when he took the ball from Fabian Ruiz too. So the opponent's right center midfielder couldn't cover both Insigne and Fabian Ruiz. The opponent's right center midfielder couldn't defend them well because, as David Santer explains in his book Sacromatics, if two players try to pass each other against one defender has two taking position options: pressing to player who has the ball, or closing to other player who wants to receive the ball. If he takes position in these two players' middle, he can't cover one of these players perfectly because his position is not fit to cover player who has the ball or player who wants to receive the ball, and this time he can't cover both players either, and right center midfielder made this mistake. Firstly, he saw Insigne's movement and close to him, but then when Fabian Ruiz took the ball from Maruri, he realized that Fabian Ruiz is free and second forward couldn't catch him. This time, he started close to Fabian Ruiz, but he wasn't close to him, and because of that, he couldn't catch him quickly. This time, Fabian Ruiz could have time to pass to Insigne, and right center midfielder couldn't cut the connection between Insigne and Fabian Ruiz, because after he closed to Fabian Ruiz, Insigne remained at his back, so Insigne was out in his visual angle. If you look at Juventus' other players, actually there are a lot of players who can cover Insigne, but Napoli's players took position so smart too and didn't let them cover Insigne. Normally, the opponent's left center midfielder could close to Insigne and cover him, but in this situation, Elmas took position centrally and pulled him. After Insigne took the ball, he closed to Insigne as quickly as he could, but he couldn't mark Insigne quickly and Insigne could make game. The opponent's right stopper could close to midfield and cover Insigne, but he didn't close, because Osimhen was matching with the opponent's left stopper and trying to escape the opponent's defense line's back. And because the opponent's left stopper didn't want to miss him, he was taking position defense line's back a little bit. So if the opponent's right stopper would close to Insigne, this time, the distance between him and left stopper would be too much, and left stopper had to cover Osimhen 1 versus 1 in more space. Osimhen could enforce him in much space and right stopper couldn't help the right stopper. Osimhen usually tries to escape the opponent's back from the opponent's right stopper's back. They use this movement well, but also it can be a problem about using right out space. Sometimes, when Anguissa supports the attack from right out space, and also Elmas goes right out space closer to forward, they can't be effective because of Osimhen's positioning. In this situation, the minute is 32-14. When Politano closes to touchline, he pulls the opponent's left back to himself, and this time, the distance between left back and left stopper increases. Anguissa is in right out space and mates with the opponent's left center midfielder. Elmas is in the right out space and taking position in forward as an extra player, but the opponent's left stopper can close to him and cover him, because he is free. Because Osimhen is matching with the opponent's right stopper, he can cover Elmas. Napoli doesn't use this attacking situation from left when Osimhen mates with right stopper, because when they try to make game from left, Elmas is already in left out space. If they attack from right, when Elmas closes to right out space, he becomes an extra player, because normally he takes position in left out space. But when they attack from left, they don't have an extra player. Anguissa can be this extra player like when they make game from right Elmas was, but this role is more stationary. Because of that, they can't make game from left like the previous situation. But also, as I explained in this video before, they can make game with Insigne's movement from left and benefit from Osimhen's positioning. As I explained before, Zielinski or Elmas, whoever plays, is more free and in a more sporty role, so this player takes position closer to forward. But also sometimes when Fabian Ruiz and Anguissa can't make game, he close to midfield and be the extra pass option for Fabian Ruiz and Anguissa, and they can make game. In this situation, Cagliari tries to meet Napoli in set defense with 4-2-3-1. The minute is 30-15. In Napoli, Rahmani plays instead of Manolas and Zielinski plays instead of Elmas. Rahmani has the ball and nobody presses to him. The opponent's offensive midfielder marks Fabian Ruiz with shadow marking, and the opponent's left defensive midfielder mates with Anguissa. Rahmani can't pass to Anguissa or Fabian Ruiz. Then Zielinski close to Rahmani and also offensive midfielder moves away from Fabian Ruiz and close to Rahmani. Zielinski's movement is so important because with that movement, he's an extra pass option for Rahmani and Rahmani can pass to him, because not the opponent's any player can cut the connection between them. The opponent's right defensive midfielder was matching with Zielinski, but he let Zielinski take the ball from Rahmani comfortably. When the ball goes to Zielinski from Rahmani, Fabian Ruiz starts to move forward a little bit too. With that movement, he will take the ball from Zielinski comfortably, because offensive midfielder can't cut the connection between them. Because now, offensive midfield tries to cut the connection between Rahmani and Fabian Ruiz, not between Zielinski and Fabian Ruiz. And Zielinski passes to Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz takes the ball comfortably, passes to left, and they start the attack from more forward. Offensive midfielder couldn't cover Fabian Ruiz well, because when he decided to close Rahmani, he moved away from Fabian Ruiz. Still, he could cut the connection between Rahmani and Fabian Ruiz, but when the ball went to Zielinski, he was too far away from the connection between Zielinski and Fabian Ruiz, so he couldn't cut this new connection. Also, with Fabian Ruiz's movement to forward, the distance between him and the connection between Fabian Ruiz and Zielinski became more. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope this video can be beneficial for you. You can follow my Twitter and Instagram account, and also you can check my blog. May football be with you.